Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and I am here with Andrew, Day 2 Dryden. We're also here with Chris, name under construction Curry, and Corey. We are here in the Big Apple of Canada, Toronto, home of 13 million people, 1/3 the population of Canada. Yeah, we're here for Grand Prix Toronto. We just had breakfast at the Tim Hortons Coffee House, which is a sort of an awkward name if you think about it. It's like Pizza Hut Pizzeria or something like that.
Olive Garden salad and pasta house. I don't know.
That's right. So we're here for Modern, representing Winnipeg, modern loving city.
Oh yeah, we're going.
And we're
100,000 lakes in Manitoba. We're gonna show them how we swim.
Sure.
You want to know about that or no?
What?
Well, I'm no expert. I'm a bit of an expert.
Okay.
But I believe
We have someone who has close to a PhD.
I'm looking at the wrong side of it, but that looks like a winged Nike, or like the shoe company. It's a goddess of victory in Greek and Roman times, if you care. So I believe. So I don't know. Maybe it's a harbinger of good things.
I don't know if I have everything in stock. We're super low on a bunch of them.
We're here at my favorite local game store, Fusion Gaming Online.
It better be your favorite after this.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. Picking up some last second collected. So the thing is, I've convinced Andrew Day 2 Dryden to play the collected company version of this thing.
I've been corrupted.
Which I might dump still, like if I do really bad in the trials, but I'm pretty confident in it, so I need Botanical Sanctums that I borrowed from him. I need my own collecting companies, and we're gonna run some green sleeves for once in tribute of Trop the Merfolk. So I'm here at Magic Corner. We're trying to get as many of these foil islands that still exist on the market. I'm trying to trade in, whatever children I have left to make it happen. Hey everyone, I'm here with Jonathan Jones, Merfolk aficionado and Magic judge. And so how has it been so far? You're going to be judging this weekend?
Yep, judging the whole weekend. All 3 days.
Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York. He's made it out the way to Toronto. How do you find Canada?
It's great. It's just as cold as home, so...
Are you familiar with Tim Hortons?
Yes.
Have you
We
had
have a
our
lot of
Slurpees?
Slurpees.
Have you drank any of our Slurpees?
No, because I don't think we have any of those in Buffalo yet.
What?
Not the Slurpees.
No way. No Slurpees from
Yeah.
your 7-Eleven has no Slurpees?
Do we even have 7-Elevens anymore?
What is going on in Buffalo, New York? I don't. We're sitting down. Story time with Andrew
Story
Day 2
time.
Dryden.
So I'm in this modern grinder.
Yeah.
First round up against Just Guy Control. Just Guy Control. Didn't go well. I didn't draw very well, but whatever. That's not really the story. The story, however, is that I won game 2, and we were tied after time had been called in the round.
5 turns left then.
Yeah, but so we're going into game 3 with like 2 turns left, right? Like just right,
Sure.
And because it's a sudden death event, apparently there has to be a winner, kind of thing. So after 5 turns, the way they do it is whoever has the higher life total. So we begin game 3.
That is not good for Merfolk.
Not especially when you're running fetches in the right?
No reach.
No reach. Like it's just like, wow, I'd really love to be playing Burn right now, but oh well. So the first person to have life totals change in the negative loses or whatever. Yeah, or whatever. Okay. Or
So the
positive.
first person to have any life totals
The first person to have a higher life total wins. The first person to have a lower life total loses. That kind of thing, right?
So if you gain life, you win.
Yeah.
If
So I gain 1,
Okay.
I win.
Take
If
damage.
he takes 1, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So my opponent's just like looked at his opening hand, no, right? Because he can't use his fetches. Because
Right.
he instantly goes to 19. So then he looks at his 6.
It's a bit symmetrical.
Yeah, and he just goes.
punishment.
Oh, it was not a fair, but whatever. Anyway, so he just goes like Mountain Bolt. Yeah, okay, you win. But it was just a weird way to win the game. The other thing,
weird
though,
dynamic. Got
Yeah.
a mulligan for that
It's funny
mountain
that like
bolt.
you could go to like sideboarding and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna cut all my fetches for literally anything.
Yeah,
because they're not
I
mine
took
to
out the
give.
Cocos. I was like, you need to take everything out that like is just a dead draw. But I actually drew a pretty good hand if he hadn't had the bolts, because I had Island and Botanical Sanctums, so I don't take life off my mana base, and a Dispel in my hand. So if he like scried the bolt to the top,
Right.
like I had like a 1-turn window where if he didn't have a bolt on turn 1, I would have got it. So anyways, it's a weird way to finish a grinder, and I'd never seen that before.
Chris doesn't have a name yet, Curry, is playing for buys right now. He's in the finals of a last chance trial.
Sorry?
How does it feel, Chris? You just won 2 buys. You get to sleep in if you want to, but you're not.
No, we have to go to the player meeting. I don't have
No, you
No,
don't.
really?
I asked.
Really?
Welcome to having buys,
That's
Chris.
feat
It's
for
a whole
players.
new world for you.
Sweet. The dream team.
Jason, the real Death and Taxes master, right here. You know, watch out, Craig Wesco. We got the real deal here. What's your handle online?
JSIM, Jaysim.
And you will notice it has Shining Shoal. Shining Shoal got this guy to the top 8 of Grand Prix Vancouver and almost went like back-to-back winning premier events on Magic the Gathering online. But so he came out here to play with, you know, Death and Taxes for Grand Prix Toronto.
Yeah, doing
but
it
he
again.
makes it all the way from Winnipeg, and then what happens?
I forgot my deck at home.
Forgot his deck.
Of course, it's just classic Samard. My buddy Ray, my girlfriend brought it to my buddy Ray, who's just getting on a plane soon, so
Yeah.
it should work out. But it's pretty vintage, Jason.
You got some serious play testing going on
Oh yeah.
in
Those Jeskai decks.
non-Nikachu fashion. Morning of testing.
Oh, there it is.
7.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Go to 8.
Yeah, you will. How's everybody else's round 1 go?
Good. It was good.
Yeah?
Great.
I steamrolled my guy.
Yeah, the empty chair.
Destroyed.
We'll have
It's
buys.
almost like he wasn't even
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
Do we all have buys, John?
No,
all
we
of
don't.
us?
Not all of us.
No, not all of us.
When I said all, I wasn't including you.
Round 1 was good. We got kind of lucky with our matches. It was it was his first GP, so you could tell he was a little nervous, and I was trying to like be nice to him and stuff because like he pulled his phone out at the table and like I'm just like, oh, Judge, like man, what are you making me do this for? And it was just like little things, right? Like he clearly wasn't used to competitive REL. He's like, how much damage? I'm like, are you blocking? You know, like kind of stuff. Anyway, whatever. But so I went 2-0 against him and was playing a red-white tokens soldier list or something. Round 2 was a good game, but I just didn't get lucky. He had turn 3 Tron. I was on the play, but it wasn't quite enough.
Tron
and
or Eldrazi Tron?
Eldrazi Tron, but he got Tron mana on turn 3.
Yeah.
And he took over that. Second game, I steamrolled him though with Water Trap Weavers.
Right.
Viling one in response to a Reality Smasher was pretty good, and then attacked through that. That was awesome.
Not bad.
Yeah, and then game 3 didn't go so well. I tapped it on turn 2 to play a Lord, and then on turn 3 I played another Lord, held up 1 blue for a Ceremonious Rejection. And that's when he played the Cavern of Souls, and then played the Endbringer, and then put a Basilisk Collar on it, and then just...
But you could counter that.
No, he played that turn 1 though.
Oh.
He played the Basilisk Collar turn 1 on the play.
Got underneath
the Ceremonious Rejection, and then so then it was just like, kill your dude, untap on your turn, kill your dude, untap on my turn, kill your dude. Like, so I almost
The
fought
nightmare
through it.
mode.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but it was like I don't know. I played as well as I could have. I don't think there was any way I could have played around it or anything. And game 1 we flooded out. That was the other problem. We drew all 4 Aether Vials, but we didn't draw the first one until turn 3. So it was pretty bad. But yeah, so I don't know. We're going into round 3, 1-1. We're gonna make it work.
And for me, I didn't do anything. I've been playtesting against Jeskai with Corey here. Yeah, no nickname there. Oh, we've got Jason, Shining Shoal Samard.
Oh, that's right.
How's been Shining Shoal doing for you this tournament?
A little helpful. I've just played against Burn, so it's very good against that. I went down to 3 though, which is like feels a little light, but I was lucky enough to draw one. 2 in the main, 1 in the sideboard.
So what's your score?
2-0.
You're 2-0.
Yeah, all warmed up too.
Just picking up the pieces of your deck,
Yeah, the shambles.
getting
last year I
in
was-
here just in time.
Last year it took me to the 4th round to get a couple wins, so
Right.
hopefully this is off to the great start.
All right, so I just came off of round 3. I lost to Just Sky Control. Game 1 was not very interesting. I mulliganed to 1 land hand in game 1, and my opponent just was way up on mana. In fact, I got an Aether Vial, but then he Cryptic Commanded the Aether Vial, I think at 3 times over the entire game. So basically, I didn't really do anything. Game 2 wasn't too eventful either. He ran out of gas really quickly, had a lot of spot removal, but no card advantage, and the Branch Walkers completely ground him out. Branch Walker was great, Collected Company was great, and then in game 3, I had to mulligan, but we still had a very good game. I think I kept a land. I don't remember what I had, but we had a game where it went back and forth, and then maybe I ran a Collected Company into a counterspell too transparently. I could have saved this Collected Company. I had like 6 mana up. I could have Collected Company at end of turn, try to back it up with counterspell.
Like if that resolves, you would have won.
Yeah, but I don't need to play for winning immediately. And actually, it may not have happened because he had 2 mana up for a counterspell or maybe removal spells.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, he didn't save his Gideon the turn before, so it makes sense why you would say maybe he doesn't have it, right? Or maybe he's trying to bluff one.
Anyway, so what happened here, Andrew Day to Dryden?
Well, as I just texted to Rodney Top 8 Thompson, I beat the lesser of the tribal decks, humans.
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I beat them in round 3. Good player, it was good. Game 1 was awesome. It was just Harbinger into Water Trap Weaver into Harbinger. Like I only ended up casting 1 Lord the entire game, and I just like beat him down. It was awesome. Second game, he just got super far ahead, super fast. I had to mulligan a hand that wasn't like that great, but whatever. And then so he's Champion of the Parish, Noble Hierarch. He just beating me down like crazy. And then I got to this turn where I was able to cast. I was able to put a Regery into play with a vial.
Yeah.
Cast a Master Waves.
So you get a trigger.
Untap the vial. Vial in Kira. Master Waves resolves. Makes like 6 elementals.
And protected. Wow,
and protected.
That's nice sequencing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so I don't die to Mantis right anymore because I was at 5 life.
Right.
Anyway, but now I'm like, okay, board stabilized. We're golden.
You need 2 Reflector Mages.
Yeah, exactly. And I had another Master Waves in hand, so I'm like, if I untap, I'm winning this game. No, he played Kessig. What the hell was that thing called?
I don't know.
It's a 3 mana 3/1 that when it comes into play, deal damage to target opponent equal to the number of humans you control.
I heard of this. I don't know anything else other than there is a human that is a what's it called? What is that? Elf that enters the battlefield, deal X damage.
Shaman of the Pack.
Yeah, Shaman of the Pack for humans.
It was so. He had 5 humans. I was at 5 life. I'm like, oh come on. But then game 3 went better. I kept an Aether Vial hand. I just went Lord, Harbinger. I just ground him out. He had to start blocking with his meddling mages. They didn't have any good targets.
Right.
And then he finally desperation cast a Thalia, gut shot it, untap, attack for 11, gut shot you for the 12 point of damage.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Nice.
I was pretty happy about that. So yeah, so 2-1.
See, look, gut shot has won again. People doubting gut shot, don't doubt gut shot. It goes to the face just as much as it goes to the creatures.
He was blown away. He's like, gut shot, really? Eh? Okay.
Yeah.
It was
I guess my whole deck loses a gut shot.
Not the whole. That's the
I
thing,
guess I died a gut
there's
shot.
There's a couple targets that don't, but he does. He does, and he did.
Yeah.
Died a gut shot.
You have to take.
That's true. You got to take your medicine, right? You're gonna dish it out. You got to be able to take it as well.
You gotta have when you vlog. Sometimes you're winning, sometimes you're losing.
This is a losing moment.
Yeah.
So after bragging about beating humans last round, I lost to it this round. So
aren't we all human?
Yeah, evidently we are. I know I am. So I basically forced him to have a Reflector Mage in his hand in game 2.
Yeah.
Because I just attacked in for a bunch. Even if he had 1 creature that wasn't a Reflector Mage in hand, I had more than lethal on board. But he had a Reflector Mage, bounced my Master Waves, made all these blocks, I died. He had a board left, I didn't. Killed me in game 2. I was upset about it at first because I could have played around it. Technically, I could have hard cast Akira, and then he would have had to Reflector Mage in response to bounce my Master Waves. I would have had a board still, and I wouldn't have died, although it would have been close. Except then after the game, he showed me that stupid Kessig Marauder, the thing we talked about in the last round.
Yeah, the human.
Yeah, so you're right. So
we gotta play around that by keeping our life total high.
Right, but it's just so hard. So what would have happened is he would have attacked with his 5/5 with an Exalted Trigger Mantis Rider, I would not have blocked because I needed the Kira. I would have gone down to 4, and then he would have played his Kessig Marauders and just killed me. So I would have lost either way, but man, it's frustrating.
So I beat Titan Shift. Oh yeah, you would think Titan Shifts is a bad matchup because we're playing with the Shocklands, we're playing with Fetch Lands, and certainly I did not feel like going down to 18 life in game 1, but my opponent had a really crummy... Okay, actually game 1 was weird. The mulligan to 5 with no green sources, but I kept a Spreading Seas only hand. It was a bunch of Spreading Seases, and I just kept Spreading Seizing the mountains while taking up an Aether Vial. Anyway, long story short, I won that thing. And I won the match going into game 3 because I had negates for all the removal, but most importantly, Branch Walker was able to seal my opponent's fate. I knew that there was a Lord on top of my deck to win the game, so it was the Branch Walker doing it for me before my opponent could get to the 6th land before they would stabilize. Tropical Merfolk. All right, Corey, what's your score?
I'm X1 now, 3-1.
Sounds good. Excellent.
Came in with 2 buys, so we're 1-1 in actual games.
So what happened last round?
Played against Burn, piloted by Jarvis Yu, and mulligan to 5. Kept a hand with no red sources and died with 3 lightning helixes in my hand.
You hear that, Merfolk players? We're not the only ones that get mana screwed once in a while. Jeskai also gets mana screwed. There are 3-color decks. Stop whining about not getting your green sources. It happens.
Game 2, I didn't play around. I sideboarded in trying to Burning Rage. And,
that card's so good. I love that
card.
That's a good card.
The burn in you just came
Needed
out.
to find some helixes or something. Couldn't find them in time. And
No.
Yeah,
The person who got burned down was you.
Yeah.
then you just leave 3 mana up all game. It's awesome. You play it, just leave up 3 mana. This will kill you. You have to deal with this. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to some vlogging. Andrew, day 2 Dryden, he's knocked out at 3-3 a long time ago. 3 rounds have gone by. I've been running into tons of people wanting me to sign their Mistbinder playmats. It's wonderful. I've met a lot of great people, tons of Merfolk support. Merfolk on the top tables too. Heard it was streamed. So what happened is round 5, I'm up against humans. I'll just tell you. In game 3, it was a nail biter. So I'm on the draw, and I keep a no land hand with 2 Aether Vial and a Gut Shot. And I scry, I don't see a land. I put it on the bottom. My opponent goes turn 1 Noble Hierarch. I draw for my turn, nothing. I Gut Shot the Noble Hierarch, and my opponent is like, oh my god, I'm dead. He takes his, but I pass the turn with no lands in play. So he takes his turn, doesn't draw a land, and he passes with just like I don't know, it was like a Cavern of Souls or something. So I draw, I don't find my land, go. He draws, doesn't find a land, go. I draw, find an island, play Aether Vial. We're online. Then my opponent draws a land, plays Meddling Mage, snap names Spreading Seas, and then we have a really long game, but in the end, all his Phantasmal Images got crippled by Gut Shots, and his creatures got killed by Gut Shots. Merrill Regiri killed Phantasmal Images, Water Trap Weaver killed Phantasmal Images, and that was a victory for me. Then I played against Aiden, a fan who was playing Merfolk in round 6, and we had some close games, and unfortunately in round 3, game 1 I steamrolled him. Game 2 he steamrolled me. In game 3 I had what I thought was a really good hand, but unfortunately I did not play Regiri on curve, and I was drawing into a bunch of Lord of Atlantises. That was no good. And then in round 7 I got lucky playing against Eldrazi-tron. What happened was I bounced a Reality Smasher to my opponent's hand, and I had Ceremonious Rejection in hand, but my opponent had 2 Expedition maps. They cracked both of them for Tron lands when they already had Tron online. They didn't get Cavern of Souls. I countered the Reality Smasher, and my opponent just drew air for the next 3 turns, and I won. So we're X&2 going into the last round of Swiss today. So I lost the last round to Affinity. Unfortunately, Affinity, our old nemesis, came back to bite me. We had very interesting games in game 1 and 2. Unfortunately, in game 3, my opponent was strongly representing Whip Flare. When I had 2 lords onto the battlefield, he was tapping he was tapping mana, and then he was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Then he Galvanic blasts one of my lords. So he was like telling me he had Whip Flare. And then unfortunately I played into it later, and that's basically what did me in. Even if I didn't play into it, maybe I was in trouble. There were 2 Ravagers on the board and Master of Ethereum and a lot of other bad stuff, and I was just drawing lands. I do not regret playing the Coco version. Not at all. It was great in all of my matchups. It was much better. And now it's time to go eat. I'm here with Jason Shining Shoal Samard, and we're here with Ray the Card Ripper. Wise.
What does this even mean? What does that even mean?
They had to cut out the carpet here to make for the door. We're trying to figure out what's the best Jeskai list.
We're just seeing if I can put Blood Moons in this Jeskai.
And that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna put the Blood Moon in here.
Yeah.
The 1-card combo. It will beat everything that he sucks against.
This is for the PTQ tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. And how many different iterations have we gone through? We've been talking about what? Putting Blood Moons in and changing it to like...
Well, we discovered that Chris, name under construction Curry, has 25 lands in his deck, and no other Jeskai deck has 25 lands with Opt.
Maybe he's the innovator. Yeah.
Well, he also said that he flooded out.
I flooded the crap out against Todd Stevens, game 1 there.
That's funny. And then before that we were doing my Pack Wars. We still got some Pack Wars going on over here. This is how you spend the nights in GPs. Corey's just getting his butt kicked.
What do you mean? Where's your mythic?
Yeah, if only I had a mythic to match. Anyway.
So here we are, Sunday morning, going to the GP. I am not playing, unfortunately, but these two solid gentlemen behind me
We're the suckers.
are the ones playing in the PTQ today. They're gonna make the Pro Tour. And then
Both of us in one qualifier tournament.
that's exactly what's gonna happen. So step 1, these guys make the Pro Tour. Step 2, we convince them to play Merfolk. Step 3, profit. These are the people trying to make the Pro Tour. Jump the line and just get in right from the start. No RPTQs, no PPTQs.
Judge!
You gotta walk in the list of where all of them.
I'll take 4. So, there we go. So I mentioned on Nikachu's Facebook page yesterday that I was pretty confident with my decision to go to mono blue. I still am. It didn't work out. But I said that I just needed a bit more luck and I would explain things. I thought I explained it on the videos we took yesterday, but just to make sure. There was my loss against Tron, held up counter magic, which was the same turn he dropped to Cavernous Souls and was able to turn the game around from there, so I lost that game. Against Burn, I basically time walked myself a couple times because I used a Spreading Seas, which didn't end up mana screwing anything, because he kept drawing and ripping lands. It also made my Curse Catcher a lot weaker because he always had, you know, this colorless mana that he was basically free rolling at that point. And then the big part of that game too was one time when I dropped Akira followed by a Master Waves, which he then went into Anger of the Gods, which was okay because I didn't lose my Master Waves, but at the same time it just destroyed the board, and then he was ahead by that point, so he was able to just take over the game from there. And then my last loss against humans, Mantis Rider is my new nemesis. It is. I hate Mantis Rider more than I hate Tarmogoyfs right now. It is just horrible. So for the modern side events today, I've got my, when I say my, I mean I'm borrowing them from John's, foiled Japanese Tidebinder mages. We're gonna tap down those Mantis Riders. They're not gonna untap. It's gonna be great. So those are how my 3 losses came about. Just got beat down by humans. Mantis Rider. That card is ridiculous. against me, at least against us, I think. So anyway, yeah, just a little bit of light. People on Facebook were saying they wanted more details or whatever, and I would put it in the vlog. So here it is officially and all that. So it's great. We're gonna win some ticks. We're gonna have some fun. Sunday GP, no pressure. Walking around the GP, meeting all the Merfolk players. Everyone's having a great time this weekend. What's your name again, sorry?
My name's Kevin.
Kevin's here. He's rocking the Coco Folk this weekend. Didn't do so well yesterday, but that's okay. I didn't either, and you know, clearly I'm not the bar you should be measuring yourself against. But yeah, I don't know. How you feeling about Coco Folk so far, Kevin?
Feeling pretty good. I think Coco is really good.
Coco's real?
It's really good, yeah.
Nice,
Get
cool.
some good value off that.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the rest of the weekend. You're in the PTQ right now, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Well, like I said earlier with my other buddies, step 1, win the PTQ. Step 2, bring Merfolk to the Pro Tour. Step 3, make it great again.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep. I don't even know what to do like college. Yeah.
And you have at least 1 win. You are eligible for prizes. If you drop before the end.
Hey, Andrew, Day 2 Dryden here with. Did we say your name earlier? I don't remember. Say your name for the viewers.
Aiden Chi.
Aiden Chi, right, awesome. So, as I said earlier, I thought Mono Blue was a good choice, a fair choice this weekend. Didn't work out for me, but for some people it is. For example, Aiden here. You're what, 9-3 right now?
9-3.
9-3, fantastic, making Merfolk proud. And so you're facing a lot of Tron, you were saying, right?
Yeah, I think it's 5 Trons today, 2 red, not today, in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
2 red-green, 1 mono-green, and 2 Eldrazi.
Awesome. Well, that's a really good matchup. Well, it can be, right? I mean, they just go turn 3 Karn, it's tough.
I find Eldrazi is easier because they don't go for the Tron right away.
Yeah, and you're playing Water Trap Weavers?
Yeah, Water Trap Weavers.
Yeah,
is really good.
Yeah, that's going to be really big against the Eldrazi Menace as well. I don't know. I mean, you're doing really well. I don't know if there's any Merfolk players that are doing better than you today. So
I think I might have seen 1 today in the top 2, but I'm not like paying
okay, cool.
Yet.
I don't know. Do you have any overall observations about the meta? What's going on here? Do you want to?
My personal experience is just a lot of Tron.
A lot of Tron.
But I can see a lot of humans and Burn sitting around me.
Yeah, and you're prepared well. You've got 3 ceremonious rejection, 3 negate. You said. Cool. And you're bringing in Echoing Truth and things like that when it's
Eldrazi.
And it's Eldrazi Tron. Cool.
I played against 2 Eldrazi taxes, 1 day 1 and 1 today.
Nice.
And then, yeah, those worked really well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not doing well. Well, I'm doing okay in my own sort of side events of day 2, but yeah. But anyway, we're going to make Merfolk great again one way or the other, right? Even if we're just in the top 32 or whatever.
Yeah, I need to get there. 2 more games. It's really stressful.
Well, hey, you're doing well. You're holding up well under pressure. You're almost at the end. Well, it's 5 p.m. on Sunday now. No one from Winnipeg made top 8. I haven't seen Nikachu all day. He's been studying and doing homework and stuff. So it's to the point where even you competitive players who watch this channel are going to be just vomiting. But even the competitive players from Winnipeg have resorted to 2-headed giant sealed play at this point. So that's where we're at. I won a couple pools, played a modern double up trial, played a couple drafts, did well, got some ticks, got a couple booster boxes. All in all okay, but a very down day, you know, very sort of gliding into the end of this pro tour, into the end of this GP, and it's not where we want it to be. That's about the only thing, but you know, we're having fun. We're scrapping the do well plan. We're going plan B. Have fun. 2-headed giant seal.
So that wraps up yet another Grand Prix Toronto. Any lessons learned, Andrew Day 2 Dryden?
Doesn't matter what deck I play. I don't know. No, book at a major hotel, Holiday Inn or Hilton or something like that. Don't go with some sort of random Airbnb if you can avoid it. But I did enjoy the GP and how it was run. Our vlog for Minneapolis, I was talking about how it was just, everything was a mess. The event was run really well. There were tablecloths on all the tables. If you wanted to play modern, you could go into a scheduled modern event, and it would end in time to go into another modern event, same with legacy, standard, whatever you wanted to do. They didn't force you to pick one or the other for the whole day and just go to one event. I was really nervous about it going into it because like the playmat wasn't released ahead very early. The side events, I was worried it was going to be a bit of a mess, but Channel Fireball did a good job with this event.
They pulled through.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
They pulled through in the end.
Yeah, I was very impressed with that. Aside from that, I don't know. Coco's better than Mono Blue. I guess that's the learning.
Well,
Maybe?
I don't know. Well, I didn't make day 2 either.
That's true, I suppose.
I mean, my results didn't show anything. You learned how to play Pack Wars.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Andrew Day 2 Dryden learned what Pack Wars were.
This is my new favorite format.
The value of boosters has gone up.
Yeah, I used to just crack them, but now we're gonna use them for a format. We're gonna make forget Popper on the Pro Tour. We're gonna bring Pack Wars to the Pro Tour. That's what we're gonna do.
And the one thing I most certainly learned is that I still cannot beat Affinity.